look at HITC Sport. The beautiful sound of Brentford choking. And I'm sorry, but Joe Bryan is the greatest human being ever invented. Never mind Mahatma Gandhi. Step away, Isaac Newton, or even Martin Luther King. Yes, all great, noble men. But sorry, Bryan is now the new #1 human being. Award him the freedom of the city. Give him a Nobel Prize. Good Christ, make him bastard king of the country. I know little to nothing about him, but thank Christ his dad's condom burst back in 1993. Even hadn't, I might be getting this utter gargoyle tattooed on my body for life. For months, I've been plagued by mentions of Pontus Jansson's name. Everywhere I look, on Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. Christ above, when I close my bastard eyes to sleep at night, in my manure-filled ditch, I could still hear his name be mentioned in my head. He's been plaguing my thoughts for months. Even yesterday, a genuine tattoo artist contacted me with his designs. Listen, this is decent artwork, but do I really want a Swedish defender's mugshot on my body for life? He honestly looks like a cross between a school librarian and f***ing Raoul Moat. Did I really want this painted on my body forevermore? Make no mistake about it, within 5 years, when he's back to cleaning toilets in f***ing Malmo, nobody's gonna have a clue who he is. It would be like back in 2015 if I got Richard Coe tattooed on my body for life. I'm sorry, that's right. I don't even care there's promotion on the line for both sets of clubs. Nobody was more invested than me in this match. Not even the bastard players. Half of them would have been sold if they'd gone up anyway. They might call it life-changing. No, getting this painted on your chest for life, that's a life-changing moment. Or life-ruining. Check the highlights video package Sky Sports did, and oh, what's in the comments? Biggest game with these players' lives, and me, a guy living on a diet of gravel and expired milk. Me, I've stolen their thunder. Oh, lads. You know what? This is a video where I can write off this bleak and terrifying chapter of my life by thanking Joe Bryan for extinguishing any possible threat of a Janssen tattoo. Go on Instagram, offer to kiss his feet. Just let him know how much he has saved my life. I mean, to be fair, there have been worse football tattoos. Like, this one.
Euro winners 2016.
No, that was the year you were knocked out of the last 16 by a bunch of milkmen from Iceland. Yeah, you see that iron in the background? I'm pretty sure he since used that on his face. And here we have a Man United badge. Great, I mean, it looks like it was drawn by a blind 12-year-old, but still, the big problem is, it's a company with the slogan, "You'll never walk alone." The catchphrase of their mortal enemy. What? That's like getting a tattoo of your wife's face right next to the name of your first girlfriend. Pretty sure you'd be sleeping in the garage for the next 6 months.
We are Liverpool.
Oh, this is embarrassing. A full back tattoo of Jamie Carragher and Stevie G with f***ing six-packs. The only six-pack car I've ever seen is the one under his bed. Christ, I wouldn't be surprised if he poured beer in his cereal. Hang on, is that Benitez in the back? Dressed as a shear-wielding Spartan? Oh, lads, the movie 300 might have been big in 2006, but nobody remembers it anymore. Christ above, were these lads dropped on their head as a child? Did their mother spend the pregnancy drinking liters of petrol? So lads, it could have been worse, but I'm not gonna lie. I was always fully convinced that Brentford,
the football hipster's choice for promotion every goddamn year,
would not come up. And then they won nearly 8 games after lockdown, and I nearly took a dump in my pants. Directly before the break, they just went 5 games without a win, losing away at Luton Town, a team they'd stuck 7 past in November. And then they somehow win 8 in a row, purely just to scramble my brain. The amount of stress I've been living through for the last 2 months. My voice is even going now. Where did this upturn in form come from? Brentford, the people's choice, with a squad brimming with talent and potential. They put themselves in pole position for promotion. All they needed to do was just get 2 points from the last 2 games of the season. Do that and they'd have gone up. For the last 8 games, they were taking 3 points from every match. And then they lost both to Stoke, and then criminally at home to Barnsley. Then lose the first leg of a playoff semi-final to Swansea, and now in the final against Fulham. I make that 4 defeats in 5 games. Choking. Literal choking. You could feed me a plate of expired dog food and I'd choke less than that. I got insanely lucky. Thank Christ that Brentford team have all the mental fortitude of a stale Jaffa cake. Christ, it's like studying all year long for your final exams at school. Putting in all the hard work, and then when it's crunch time, you're just forgetting how to spell your bastard name. You've done all the hard work, Brentford. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for choking like an elderly pigeon. And what else is going on this week? Nathan Ake is pretty much a Man City player after Chelsea pulled out of the running. To be fair, if Chelsea ended up spending £41 million on a guy they chucked out the door 3 years ago, it would be all kinds of embarrassing. It's not as if he's had a stellar year, he's just been relegated. Formed part of a leaky backline which conceded nearly 70 goddamn goals. Is he really the answer for City's problems? Sure, he's a ball-playing centre half, but so is Jan Vertonghen, and he would cost less than a Kit Kat Crunchy. Spending 40 million on a championship, yes, Championship defender, making him the 7th most expensive centre-back of all time. Who's in charge of negotiating that he had? A drunken chimpanzee? Back in the days when football used to make sense, if a guy was part of a back four which had just been relegated to the Championship, he'd be lucky if he kept his job after that, not be rewarded with £250,000 a week. The Jadon Sancho transfer saga is rolling on, with Man United being unnecessarily obtuse.
Man United determined not to be bullied into deal with Borussia Dortmund.
Apparently, Man United see Sancho's £108 million valuation as unrealistic. I'm sorry, are we trying to pretend like they're masters at negotiating? A club who won't overpay out of principle? Are we serious here? Did I just imagine them spending £80 million on a fridge freezer last July, then giving a 28-year-old past Alexis Sanchez £500,000 a week to do nothing? Did I imagine that? How about when they could have triggered Fellaini's release clause for 20 million quid? Decided not to do that, instead preferring to pay 10 million more 6 weeks later. Apparently the Sancho deal is unrealistic for Dortmund to value him at over 100 million quid when they only signed him for 7 million pounds 3 years ago. Lads, how can a club actually believe they're above having their pants pulled down in the transfer market when they were literally forced to pay a world record 90 million pounds for a guy they chucked out the door like an empty crisp packet 4 years earlier? Stop trying to pretend you have some morsel of pride when it comes to transfers. You don't. Just pay the money. Nobody's gonna judge you. He has 17 goals and 17 assists this season. He's the most sought after youngster on the planet. Yes, Dortmund are a selling club, but they're no mugs either. This is a club that managed to squeeze 100 million out of Barcelona for Ousmane Dembele. Compare him to Sancho. By contrast, he had all the end product of a paraplegic goldfish. He only ever scored 6 league goals for Dortmund. Sancho has over 30. He's also 20 years old and probably the most marketable English footballer on the planet. Let's not forget, in comparison, Raheem Sterling's stats at the same age were borderline horse piss, and now he's one of the most productive wingers on the planet. This is modern football. It's a world where Philip Coutinho cost over 100 million quid. João Felix the same. This is a world where Burnley think they can actually demand 50 million pounds for a 27-year-old defender with 2 English caps. Man United thinking they can somehow cheapskate this deal and sign Sancho for a pittance. No, the guy has over a decade left in the tank. 5 years before he's even hit his prime. Just be thankful they're not asking for a world record transfer fee. What else? Good old Ryan Fraser. A guy who thought he was too good to participate in Bournemouth's relegation battle. He was probably expecting big clubs to throw themselves at his feet. After all, he's a free agent. It's a bit like a guy getting out of a 5-year relationship, just expecting to walk down the local nightclub and have women queuing up to buy him a drink, when in reality, he actually has a face like a baked potato, and the only attention he's getting is off the guy asking for money in the toilets. Yeah, it's nearly 2 weeks since the season ended, and no interest. Well, except for Crystal Palace, who've apparently offered him £50,000 a week to sign up for yet another relegation battle. After dreaming of moves to Arsenal and Liverpool, this offer is probably about as attractive to him as being offered the chance to drink a cup of Jonah Hill's sweat. Speaking of free agents, Arsenal are returning to Stamford Bridge for a 2nd year running to snap up yet another Brazilian. After dragging in David Luiz for 8 million quid, now they're wanting to tempt Willian across London with a £130,000 a week contract. You know what, lads? Sure, Arsenal ridding Chelsea of their used up, past it rejects. It's a bit like being passed down your brother's clothes when he gets too fat. But I actually think Willian could do a decent job. It's not as if this guy is old, overweight, and with all the stamina of a malnourished goose. He's just scored 9 league goals last season, a personal best in his 7 seasons at Stamford Bridge. Sure, he's 31 years old, but I'm sorry, he's proven Premier League winning experience. Unlike Henrik Mkhitaryan, who was already a proven failure in English football when he joined, and the fact Willian did a Sol Campbell back in 2013, leaving Spurs at the altar, escaping through the medical room window to sign for Chelsea instead, that should already make him a fan favourite at the Emirates. Anyway, quick update from Danny Drinkwater. I know what you're thinking, isn't he dead? No, this joker is still earning £110,000 a week off Chelsea. Chelsea are paying this guy an absolute fortune, and he hasn't set foot on the pitch in a Chelsea shirt since 2018. Anyway, here he is on holiday with former Leicester teammate Ben Chilwell, apparently on a scouting mission. Well, considering these two are no doubt strangling their livers to death on a Magaluf beach, I assume they're friends, and if so, why would Drinkwater champion his buddy for the same move which destroyed his career? Let's not forget, before his money-grabbing £35 million move to Chelsea in 2017, this guy was a Premier League winning England international. Now he's a used-up tub of organs, failing on loan at both Burnley and Villa. His career is now stuffed on the back of a couch. He hasn't started more than 5 league games in a season since May 2017. So on a scouting mission, lads, if you'd ended up in a miserable 9-to-5 job which sucked the soul out of your body and chucked your potential into the nearest dustbin, would you really recommend your friend to make the same career choice? Anyway, that's it, lads. I am one of the most relieved men on planet Earth. And you probably all think that I've learned my lesson now, right? Nah, if you think that's going to deter me when it comes to forfeits and predictions in the future, no? I'm going to bring out a Championship and Premier League predictions video in the future. Hopefully I won't be sweating my balls off watching a Championship playoff live stream again. Then again, stuck on a YouTube diet of gravel and expired yogurt. I'll probably be doing well to even be alive by then. Anyway, that's it, guys. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And as always, I'll talk to you in a while. Yeah! Yes!
Yes!